Is the lighting good and everything? You checked that?
Yeah.
Did you adjust that at all?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no way I had it perfect.
No, I had it selected for, like, me during doing WSJ, and you were way too washed out, so I just kind of tilted it a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Howdy ho, right? Nope.
It's baked into your muscle memory now.
Oh, yeah. How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. I'm here with my fiance.
They're right.
This is Black Lives Matter, All Cops Are Bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. If you're not supporting that shit, get the fuck off this channel.
Agreed.
This is Captain America. Just that. That's the title of the movie. Captain America came out in
1990.
1990 on the dot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know anything about this movie?
I know nothing about this one. When we were making the list of, like, all the stuff you should watch, it wasn't on Wikipedia, like, on Wikipedia's list of Marvel adapted properties.
Oh, yeah.
And then I didn't know about it, so we just left it off until, like, not that long ago.
There's also, I found another movie that was also not on the list of all the Marvel movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I it was a Man Thing or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or something similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
There's one of those that, yeah. So,
Right.
I gotta go hunting, apparently. All the Marvel movies are not on the Wikipedia list for all the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So... But yet they had, like, Timely on there.
Right.
But they didn't have all the actual Marvel movies.
Yeah, if there's anything pre-1990 that we left off, like, yeah, you should probably say it in the comments.
Yeah, or just, like, yeah, if we ever miss anything, because we're going through these, other than X-Men, we're going through all the movies by year.
Yeah.
So, if we ever miss anything, please let me know.
Yeah, do you have that list public?
I mean, I showed it in my
Okay.
in my MCU extras thing,
Yeah.
so if you haven't seen that, then...
Because, like, there's one or two little changes, too. Like, you're not watching Daredevil and Elektra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a few changes, but for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah, I don't know anything about this one either. I am worried that this is going to be more boring than the 1944 one.
Yeah.
Because the 1944 one was 3 hours and was insanely boring.
Yeah.
But it was historically boring. It was...
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a serial film. This was before even movies were a thing.
Right.
So, like, it is unbelievably... Like, it is one of the first boring things that somebody has seen in this kind of medium. Whereas this is 1990. There's been plenty of movies since this. This might just be a boring movie.
And, like, I was around when the first Avenger came out, and we had none of the discourse around that with the old Captain America the way that, like, when the Incredible Hulk came out, people were talking about Hulk 2003. So, this worries me. Like, no one is bringing this up as, like, an old gem. Like, you like the first Avenger, but do you remember Captain America 1990? It was so much better.
Now, you as someone who knows more about comics and everything like that, do you want to give a prediction as to what the first Captain America movie would might be? Like, you know, actual movie. The last one was a serial, so.
Yeah. I would say, if it's the 90s, we're probably going to do... I don't think they're going to commit to it being a period piece. So I think it is going to be very start. We get a quick, like, you know, he was in World War II, he fought the Nazis, he got frozen in the ice, and it's going to be a fish out of water movie. Like, he's unfrozen, we're gonna get some hijinks.
Do you think we're gonna get Red Skull, or do you have a prediction for a villain?
Like, Red Skull, Baron Zemo, or, oh, I forgot his name. Robot Man.
Robot Man?
Zola.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd say they're going to do Red Skull. Like, maybe they'll do the comic thing of, in the past there was this Red Skull, but, you know, the one you killed was an imposter, and I'm the real Red Skull. Or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, good enough predictions. Let's just jump right into this. If you want to see the full length, check it out. The link for the reaction is in the description. It's all synced up. No syncing on your end required. Everybody gets the full length.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out. If you like it, consider checking out the Patreon for the TV shows where you actually got to pay for the full length.
$4 a month, though.
Yeah, only $4 a month, but for this one it's free. So, that was Captain America 1990. I don't even know where to begin on that. I really did not think that we were going to watch a Marvel movie that was more military and American propaganda than the MCU was. But boy, howdy, this movie was. Oh, like, it was just stock full of it. Once again, as we said in the reaction, every single character in this movie was more interested in Captain America. People that appeared for like 1 second were more interested in him. Throughout the entire hour and 37 minutes, at no point did we get any characterization for him at all.
And like, they can do characters if they want to.
Yeah, there was characters in this movie.
The president is good. The president's friend is good. Sharon is okay, not as good.
I don't know if the president's friend is good. Sam, what was good about Sam? I mean, like, more interesting than Captain America. I don't know if I would say good.
Yeah, he's not on the same level as the president's.
Yeah.
Sam was more just bizarre. Because he is the president's best friend, but he's also a reporter, but also, like, the president is telling him to do things, and he has no backup for those things. Like, he just went from wherever he was, he drove all the way up to, like, he was presumably going to go up to Alaska.
Yeah, I think that is very emblematic. Like, that was the most 90s thing out of all this.
Yeah.
This whole thing did not feel very 90s at all, but the, like, oh, the president's a cool dude, and here's his best friend who he tells to do everything instead of any, like, the CIA or anything, you know? Like, yeah, that feels very, very 90s. But I also get it in the 90s of, hey, wouldn't it be nice if we had a good president ever?
Yeah.
It's a nice fantasy, and then you do have to, sugarcoat it with all the other propaganda in the movie, and even that is propaganda in and of itself.
And they decided to chase, like, presumably, like, The Godfather, but also, like, the boom of, like, mafia movies.
Yeah.
With the Red Skulls thing. And, like, the fact that he is specifically Italian and not German or anything.
Yeah. And, like, his whole thing was running cartels and running, like, it wasn't anything like he is a, part of a military or, like, it was the post-World War, the Red Skull. So, it is... I was curious what they were going to do with that, and it really didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. It's just the general, like, if you know about something bad, he probably did it.
Yeah, because it's like, he's doing stuff like, cartels and stuff, but then he's also behind all these assassinations and also trying to kill all the world and everything. And it's also like, where does that come from? Why?
He's got, like, the head of the military in his pocket because he's going to make it so they don't have to follow environmental regulations.
Yeah. It's all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
This is definitely a liberal movie for sure.
Yeah.
This was definitely around that time in the 90s. That's so much of that. The song at the end was so strong, overpowered. I couldn't take it. But yeah, I said at the beginning of this, I was worried this was going to be more boring than the 1944 one. Absolutely 100% was. 100%. Fuck this movie. So bad.
And the cinematography was so bad in so much of it. Like, the only complaint I have about the serial version is that when Cap turns around, you can't tell what the hell's happening because his back is black.
As far as cinematography goes, you're talking about.
Yeah, but, like, all the fights are fairly well laid out, and, like, you can see everyone moving around, whereas in this one, you can't see anything.
Yeah, like, even during that one, at least, whenever we're like, oh, well, we're gonna sit through this shitty plot for a while, and then we get to, okay, well, at least we get into a fight, and that's gonna be really fun. Yeah. In this, it was... Not really. It was fun to see the president punch people, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
They gave Cap such a bright blue suit, and yet he's so barely visible in any of the dark scenes. Like, I thought the point of that was going to be, like, there's minimal lighting, but then he pops. But he doesn't. He does not pop at all.
Oh, man. There's better effects in Howard the Duck than there was in this. And that came out, like, 30 years before this? Almost.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Because it came out in the 60s. Yeah, and like so many of those, like the Cap on the missile effect, I could have done myself. I could do that.
Oh, there are so many like film students budget effects where it's like, if I know the person doing this doesn't have any way to do it right, then sure. But this is a movie.
It's also the beginning of the movie is dog shit,
Oh,
absolute dog shit. Once you do the time skip, then the movie starts to become a little bit more bearable.
Yeah.
But up until the time skip, I was about to say like, okay, I'm not gonna release this reaction. Let's stop watching this piece of shit. And the movie is still terrible throughout. But God, everything up to the time skip is absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
And the flashback with Red Skull is inaudible, absolutely inaudible, and every time they play it over the damn thing, it is equally inaudible. And you know, nothing came of it.
Yeah.
It was pointless. This movie is a lot of, like, other movies have done this. If we just do that without any reason for it, people will like it. They'll go like, oh, I like how the Red Skull and Cap were both tragedies. What does that mean?
That is up there with in the first Avenger, where when Red Skull looks at Cap and goes, "We are gods."
Yeah. I will give this movie, at least in the very beginning fight with Cap and Red Skull, sold the like super strength.
Yeah.
Whereas again, last half of the movie, nope. I mean, as much so as he is fighting on the same level as Cap, which is what the MCU does as well.
Yeah.
But it's like, that doesn't sell the super strength to me.
Yeah.
I also, they didn't really sell the super strength that Cap had until like the fucking helicopter scene, to be fair. So, you know.
Yeah.
They did a better job the very first time he was introduced, and that's it. That's it. Just throwing the shield to the ground. That's it.
Yeah. Boy, the shield effect is wild. It is the incomprehensible. Cap throws the shield, and then stuff happens, and don't think about how it's happening.
I hate that they show us how it happens. He throws the shield goes out as far as it can go, it stops, turns around, comes back. What?
True, there are multiple different ways in which the shield works.
Like there's he throws somebody, it hits them, it comes back to him. Sure, that is, I will always accept.
Sure,
but when he throws it out into air and it does a V, like it's not like it goes around a circle.
Right.
It just goes whoop, whoop, and it's like, what? Excuse me? Doesn't make any sense.
Oh boy. I don't think it's better or worse, but at the very least I appreciate the efficiency of having, Lady Erskine also make the outfit and the, shield. It's just listen, all of this is all the same thing, and we're going to make her more important.
Yeah. When they brought up that the suit was fireproof, I was like, okay, cool, so that's going to be we're going to be fighting through fire and stuff like that, and then, no, it just never comes up in the movie once. No reason why they mentioned the suit was fireproof.
Very little reason why he's wearing the suit.
Oh, yeah. Why did they bring up that it was fireproof?
It would have been much better if they said it's, slightly bulletproof or something.
Yeah, anything of it. Yeah. There's no fire in this movie, not on Cap. Oh, God.
It also vacillates between the super absurd stuff that I can actually get into, like when he's on the missile and he punches into the missile and redirects and he flies above the boy.
I thought he was kicking at the bottom so that way the missile would go tilt like that.
Okay, I thought he was grabbing the controls or the wires or something inside and just no,
because he was just hitting it.
Right. I thought he punched into it though.
I don't know. It was so hard. I couldn't fucking see anything. It was goddamn dark as shit. I don't know. Maybe he did. I could not see shit in this movie. What else is there to say?
I feel like there's simultaneously not a lot to say and also multitudes.
Yeah, I'm exhausted by how I feel like we talked so much about the movie just because I didn't give a shit about what they were saying.
Right. I mean, they did location shooting at the very least.
Yeah.
I thought it was all going to be, we're going to shoot in the same warehouse, we're going to move the stuff around.
They spent all their money on location shooting. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know, this movie just had so much of it again, felt like they were like, I've seen a movie do this, and I liked it in that movie, so I'm gonna do it in this movie. This movie just has 5,000 different genres in it. The only, like, they have a different idea for what the theme of the movie is every couple minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the brother thing with Red Skull and Cap comes in and completed.
And it's bizarre because there's so many things that it feels like they should have set up, like the diary, or like him being so attached to his name that, you know, he's going to keep on using it forever. Like, there's so much stuff, but then in the first act, they don't set any of it up.
And it doesn't really matter. None of the name stuff mattered, really.
Not really. Like, it was the thing they were using to progress the plot. It was the, like, if we, you know, we can do this to learn his name or get closer to him.
But learning the name, which we didn't really go any further. We never learned the name.
We didn't even get his name.
We have no idea. It's the whole plot point of the movie. We never find out what his name is.
I mean, we know that the Human Torch and Namor existed in this world.
Oh, yeah. Why are they so worried about Cap when Namor exists in this universe, which I have to assume it is similar in which Namor ended all of World War II.
I mean, maybe they died off a while back, and that's why we're not focusing on them.
See, if we ever get a Submariner movie, that is what I want for Namor, for Submariner. The comic where he goes, these heroes keep fighting the Nazis, but why do they keep fighting the Red Skull or all these other, like, random people? I'm just going to end the war.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a superhero that's extremely powerful. Time for me to end World War II. And then they did.
Oh, I don't know how in the world they could possibly do an MCU Namor movie.
He's too powerful in both, like, actual power and in, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah, he has so much military power.
He's got the entire military. He's got the ocean as a weapon.
Plus, I don't think the MCU could sell the energy of Namor, where he will just walk into a prison and go like, okay, I guess I'm arrested.
Yeah.
Do you have some food?
Oh, you poisoned me. Well, I'm gonna kill you all now, and then he will. Like, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks to the propaganda, and that all I can say is I like the president.
I know. I hate it. That is all I can say is I like the president.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I feel like, to be fair, this was the best The President is Cool I've ever seen.
Sure.
Have you seen a better, like, The President is Cool thing in a movie?
Not really. Like, usually they try to sell the, like, he has, you know, strong moral values, and also he's, like, you know, gonna shoot a gun once. Yeah. Whereas, at the very least, we see the president punching a bunch of guys, and he punches out the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, and, like, you know, they don't go for the, like, he's a really good guy. You know, they go for the, he's a really good president. Like, you know, here's what he's doing good for the world. Yeah. And for, you know, America and, you know, but it really is the world. It wasn't even just, like, that was a multiple country level, you know, thing. Yeah. It was a, hey, here's a president who is going to agree with the UN most of the time. It's so wild looking at shit where it's like, you know, UN question of, like, should people have food? And it's like, every country, yes, America, no. Yeah, it's really just, how about a president that is at least as good as anybody on the UN? I mean, I appreciate that.
It's wild how all they had to do was just give him one question, which was like, you know, hey, do you, you know, care about eco-friendliness? Like, are you going to scale back the military's, you know, constant pollution of the planet? And he's like, yes, and then he didn't go back on it.
Yeah, and it was a really good speech. I think it's like the way that he answers the question really, like, shows you that he is serious about it and not just talking bullshit. Yeah. And then the secretary scene, I think, reestablish that. Yeah. A movie where the president's supposed to be cool, I think, would have to have the president be, you know, like, being manipulated by the Secretary of Defense at that point. You know, whereas, you know, he just tells him, suck my butt.
Right.
But, yeah, nothing else to say.
Did you know that in the Philippines, this film was not titled Captain America? Rather, it was titled The Blood Match. It was released in a double feature with a Snoopy film.
I'd I'm gonna enjoy the Snoopy film more.
I like the energy of just like no one knows who Captain America is, and this is barely a Captain America movie, so we're gonna call it Blood Match.
Both these Captain America movies 100% feel like they filmed a movie and then made it Captain America. Well, I mean, this one
has the outfits so often.
I mean, this one does not truly feel like that, but
Yeah.
there's so many points in which I go, why is this in a Captain America movie? Why are we doing this in a Captain? Why are we doing a sad, my girlfriend is, like the whole Captain America sad love song thing that goes on for like 15 minutes, and it's like, why is this in a Captain America movie?
It's such a weird plot point.
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess in retrospect that was supposed to be the big humanizing scene and not like a relationship thing.
I guess, but
then, like, I feel like it would have been better if he had just, like, gone to the cemetery and, like, looked at all the names of all of his friends and stuff.
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean, even that's not characterization.
True.
That's just, I'm sad that my friends died. That's a thing that people are.
The only thing that really strikes me as being character driven is his like special move of pretending he's sick and stealing the car.
That's the only thing. You're right. That's it. Just that.
Because the movie won't let him do anything that isn't extremely plot relevant. Like after he leaves his parents.
Yeah. I mean, what do you mean? When we introduced him at his parents' house.
True.
That's not what you.
Yeah.
The movie doesn't let him do anything post his introduction.
I mean, when he leaves his parents.
That's not time at all. That's so little time. And there's no characterization really in there either.
Yeah, true.
There's characterization of his dad.
Yeah, you're right.
I know way more about his dad than I do Captain America.
Yeah. Like, the first Avenger did really sell that he is the kind of person who, desperately wants to, like, be stronger, and he wants to do the right thing, like, he wants to serve his country, whereas, like, I don't get any of that from Steve Rogers in this movie.
No, they just say that they, there was, like, a test like 600 people did, and he was the best one, and it's like, sure, okay, it means nothing to me.
Like, in mind, body, and soul, I don't know why he was chosen.
Yeah.
Nothing strikes me as only he could be Captain America.
Yeah, he's not, like, super altruistic or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a jerk or anything like that, but he's just kind of, like, he does slightly below what I imagine the average person would do.
Yeah.
And that's not good enough for Captain America.
Yeah.
You can't be slightly below average. I mean, even like his super strength and stuff doesn't really come into play at all in the movie.
No, it's really just his endurance. It's the fact that he can walk really, really long distances.
That's really it. They make him out to be like this supernatural being at times, like where he wakes up out of the ice for years and everything, and it's like, but then he, never sees super strength or anything like that.
Yeah, like, I don't know why they sent him in to stop the missile launch by himself, like, 24 hours after he had surgery happen on him.
Yeah, and then nobody cared.
No one cared.
Literally nobody cared.
It's so wild. No one looked.
There was also the skinny guy at the beginning who was a part of all this. That went nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy who also pulled in his ear.
Well, I assume that was the same guy, yeah.
As what?
The other guy who pulled on his ear on TV, yeah.
No, that was the secretary, wasn't it?
Was it?
I thought that was the secretary, because that guy was the skinny guy, the guy that pulled his ear. And the guy on TV had, like, really old pursed lips. He was a bigger guy.
Okay.
I don't think they were the same people at all.
Okay. I thought that was supposed to be him, but older.
No. Oh, you're right. It would have been him, but I'm an idiot. It would have been him, but older. It's not the same time period. You're right. That is the same guy. Okay. So, okay, it wasn't that everybody had the same tail. It was just that one guy had that exact tail. Gotcha. But it does mean that he was a part of it, too. And they just kind of implying it by that for no real reason. Like, I thought that was the secretary, which would tie in to, everything else.
Like if it is the High Hydra.
Yeah. Well, I guess, was he the secretary then, I guess? I don't know, was that the secretary on TV?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really does not matter.
It looks like this film went through some real production hell. Like, it wasn't... it was never supposed to be a different movie. It was always Captain America, but they just like went through a bunch of different ideas of what they wanted to do. Like Red Skull was going to be super duper old. He was going to have a female death cult.
Again, it really feels like this movie is just ton of ideas. They took the writer room.
Yeah.
Everybody's idea. We'll put it in his movie. I promise you. Whatever your idea is, it's going in.
Yeah, there's not even a whole lot to say about it. I thought we were going to get some, like, cool trivia, but nah, not really.
Okay. That's it.
That's it.
I'll see you guys for something better, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If X and the Last Stand's worse than this, I don't know what I'm going to do. That's a wacko world. I'll see you guys for that. Until then, get the fuck out of here.